Hello and welcome back to Chinese HSK. This is John. In this video, let's talk a little bit about homonyms, which means two words sounding exactly the same but meaning different things. For example, in English, we have right, and right. This in Chinese is called 同音字, literally same sounding characters. For example, 十 as in stone, 十 as in to eat, 十 as in 10, and 十 as in time or hour. You might already have heard about the lion-eating poet in the stone den, which is a poem by the modern linguist Zhao Yuanren. The poem is composed entirely of Chinese characters sounding like sh. So the poem goes like 十是十是十是是十是十十十, etc., etc. You might find it surprising, but most of the sh characters are covered by the HSK. Here we have the characters highlighted by their HSK levels. From HSK 1 to 6, you'll learn 39 characters that sound like sh, and 249 words that contain those sh characters. And of those 249 words, there are 6 words with 2 sh's, 十十, 十是, 十是, 事实, 时事, and 事事. And 1 word with 3 sh's, 实事求是. So in this video, let's learn all 249 of them. Let's start with sh characters with the first tone. The first character is 师, meaning teacher or skilled worker. 老师 means teacher. You'll learn this word in our HSK 1 online course in Unit 1, Text 2. As an example, 你要认真听取老师的意见. You should listen carefully to your teacher's opinions. 律师, which we learn in HSK 4, Unit 3, Text 3, means lawyer. 律师辩护都引文件为证. The lawyer's arguments were well documented. 师傅, which we learn in HSK 4, Unit 8, Text 3, is a polite title for someone skilled in a trade or handicraft. 我找李师傅给你修电视机. I'll have Mr. Li repair the TV for you. So here we refer to the person as 李师傅 because he's a skilled worker. In HSK 5, Unit 13, we learn 工程师, meaning engineer. 她好像决心要做工程师. She seems bent on becoming an engineer. In HSK 5, Unit 10, we learn 摄影师, meaning photographer. 他们是摄影师, they are photographers. In HSK 6, Unit 28, 扩展, we learn the word 师范. 师范 means teacher training, or a normal school. For example, 北京师范大学 is the Beijing Normal University. So if someone wants to be a teacher, he or she can go to a 师范学校 or 师范大学. 师, written like this, means to lose. 失败 means to fail. We learned this in HSK 4, Unit 9, Text 4. For example, 哪怕失败我也要试一下. I will have to try even though I should fail. And in HSK 4, we learn 失望, meaning disappointed. 这次我父母又要失望了. My parents are disappointed again this time. In HSK 5, we learn 失眠, which means to suffer from insomnia. 她患失眠症，每晚只睡2-3个小时. She's insomniac. She only sleeps for 2 or 3 hours a night. 失去 means to lose. This is covered in HSK 5, Unit 27. For example, 失去机会 means to lose an opportunity. In HSK 5, we also learn 失业, meaning unemployment. 失业补偿 means unemployment compensation. In HSK 5, we also learn 损失, meaning to lose. 在工人罢工期间损失了100万工时. 1 million working hours were lost during the workers' strike. In HSK 5, we also learn 消失, meaning to disappear, to vanish. 他消失在另一个山谷里了. He disappeared in another valley. In HSK 6, Unit 20, we learn the idiom 得不偿失, which means the losses are greater than the gain. For example, 在商业中有时过于谨慎是得不偿失的. That means in business, sometimes it doesn't pay to be overly cautious. And in HSK 6, we learn 过失, meaning fault. 他认识到自己所犯的过失. He recognized his errors. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 丧失, meaning to lose or to forfeit. For example, 他对前途丧失信心. He lost confidence for the future. And in HSK 6, we learn 失事, meaning to have an accident or a crash. For example, 火车在交叉道口失事. The train wrecked at the crossing. In HSK 6, we also learned 失误, meaning to make a mistake. For example, 他利用了他对手的失误赢得了比赛. She took advantage of her opponent's mistake and won the game. Another word we learn in HSK is 失踪, to be missing, to disappear. 失踪的孩子仍未找到。The missing child has not yet been found. 诗 written like this means a poem. 诗 itself is a word that we learned in HSK 5, Unit 5. 诗 means poem. 你能背诵这首诗吗？ Can you recite the poem? 诗 written like this means to bestow or to carry out. In HSK 5, we learned 措施 meaning measures, as in emergency measures. 应急措施 emergency measures. In HSK 5 Unit 32, we also learned 设施 meaning facilities or installation. For example, 纽约商业设施齐全. New York is completely equipped with commercial facilities. In HSK 6, we learned 施加 which means to exert, effort, or pressure. 他们说他们将对他施加压力. They said they will put pressure on him. 施展 which we learned in HSK 6 means to use fully or to put to use. 你要施展出全副劝说的本领. You will need all your powers of persuasion. 实施 which we learned in HSK 6 means to implement or to carry out. 新法令下个星期一开始实施. The new law will be carried out next Monday. 狮 written like this means lion. In HSK 5, we learned the word 狮子 meaning lion. 那鹿成了狮子的猎物. That deer fell prey to the lion. 湿 when written like this means damp or wet. In HSK 5, we learned the word 潮湿 meaning wet or moist. 天气仍然又冷又潮湿. The weather continues cold and wet. In HSK 5, we also learned 湿润 meaning moist or humid. 按时给植物浇水以保持土壤湿润. Water the plant regularly to keep the soil moist. 尸 when written like this means a corpse or dead body. In HSK 6, we learned the word 尸体 meaning dead body, corpse, or carcass. 他们的尸体在海边火化了. Their bodies were cremated on the shore. Moving on to 实 characters with a second tone. 实, when written like this, means real. In HSK 3, we learned the word 其实 meaning actually or in fact. 其实并不是这样. This is not the case in reality. In HSK 4, we learned the word 诚实 meaning honest. 诚实的人绝对不会失约. An honest man would never break his agreement. In HSK 4, we learned the word 确实 meaning truly or indeed. 确实与众不同 truly out of the ordinary. In HSK 4, we learned 实际 meaning reality. 两个估计是不符合实际的. The two appraisals, which is in the summary of the National Conference on Education in 1971 in China, do not accord with reality. You need to know about Chinese political history to understand this sentence. In HSK 4, we also learned 实在 meaning really. 那件礼物实在是太棒了. That gift was really too great. And in HSK 5, we also learned 果实 meaning fruit. 树木能结出果实. Trees can bear fruit. In HSK 5, we also learned 实话 meaning truth or true words. 他发誓要说实话. He pledges to tell the truth. In HSK 5, we also learn 实践 meaning to put into practice. 勇于实践, 大胆创新. Be bold in putting things into practice and blazing new trails. In HSK 5, we also learn 实习 meaning internship. 实习医生职位, internship post. In HSK 5, we also learn 实践 to realize, to achieve. 实现理想, realize one's ideals. In HSK 5, we also learn 实验 meaning to make an experiment. 做这样的实验是值得的. It's worthwhile to make such an experiment. In HSK 5, we also learn 实用 meaning practical. 他们的研究项目实用价值很有限. Their research project has limited practical utility. In HSK 5, we also learn 现实 meaning reality. 他必须正视失业这一现实. He must face up to the reality of unemployment. In HSK 5 Unit 32, we also learn 真实, which means real or actual. 我怀疑他的故事是否真实. I question the truth of his story. And in HSK 5, we also learn 结实, meaning strong or sturdy. 我的身体相当结实. I'm a fairly strong man. And in HSK 5, we also learn 老实, meaning honest or frank. Notice that sometimes 实 with the second tone is pronounced with a neutral tone like 是, 老实. 多不老实的人啊 What a dishonest man. In HSK 5, we also learn 事实 meaning fact. 请问你知道这事实吗 May I ask, had you known of the fact? In HSK 6, we learn 实施 meaning to implement or to carry out. 新法令下个星期一开始实施 The new law is applicable from next Monday. In HSK 6, Unit 39, we also learn 充实 meaning fulfilled or substantial or to enrich. 追求丰富充实的生活 The pursuit of a life with fulfillment. In HSK 6, we also learn 坚实 meaning firm and substantial or solid. 我们的友谊是建立在坚实的基础之上的 Our friendship rests on firm foundations. In HSK 6, we also learn 落实 which means to implement, to carry out, or to decide. 落实货源，确保供应 Make sure the source of goods and ensure supply. In HSK 6, we also learned 名副其实 which is an idiom meaning not just in name only, but also in reality. 他是个名副其实的懦夫 He was a real coward. In HSK 6, we also learn 朴实 meaning plain, simple, or down to earth. 粗犷而朴实的态度 Rugged and down to earth manners. In HSK 6, we also learn 切实 meaning realistic or practical. 切实搞好环境保护 In a practical or realistic way, do a good job in environmental protection. That is, don't just say it, do it. In HSK 6, we also learn 实惠 meaning tangible benefit or a good value. 这种茶39便士一包，很实惠 This tea is good value at 39 pence a packet. In HSK 6, we also learn 实力 meaning strength. 他的缺席使这支球队的实力削弱 The team was crippled by his absence. In HSK 6, we also learn the idiom 实事求是 meaning to seek truth from facts. 我们要遵循实事求是的原则 We should follow the principle of seeking truth. In HSK 6, we also learn 实行 which means to implement or to carry out. 我们应该尽快实行这项新政策 We should implement this new policy as soon as possible. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 实质 meaning substance or essence. 这番议论没有什么实质内容 There is not much meat in this argument. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 证实 meaning to confirm, confirming something to be true, or to verify. 我不能证实他的话 I was unable to prove the truth of what he said. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 忠实 meaning faithful. 他是甘地的忠实信徒 He was a faithful disciple of Gandhi. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 踏实 meaning firm, steady, or steadfast. It can also mean to have a peace of mind. 缓慢但踏实的工作 work slowly but surely. In HSK 6, we also learn 扎实 meaning strong, solid, sturdy, or firmly rooted. 扎实的基本功是获得胜利的关键 A solid grasp of basic techniques is the key to prevailing. 十, when written like this, means 10. Of course, 十 on itself is a word meaning 10, which we learn in HSK 1, Unit 5, Grammar 2. 十位进法 the decimal system, that is, counting in tens. And in HSK 4, we learn the word 十分 meaning very, extremely. 我知道她十分需要我的安慰 I know she needs my consolation very much. And in HSK 6, we learn a similar word 十足 meaning ample, complete, or total. 他的所述是十足的谎言 His story was an absolute lie. 十, when written like this, means time. In HSK 1, we learn the word 时候 meaning time or moment. 我很抱歉在这个时候打扰你 I'm sorry to disturb you at such a time. In HSK 2, we learn the word 时间 meaning time. 他没有时间休息 He has no time to rest. In HSK 2, we also learn the word 小时 meaning hour. 坐公共汽车要1个多小时呢 It takes more than an hour by bus. In HSK 4, we learn the word 按时 meaning punctual or on time. 该商店没有按时付款 This store was behind in payment. In HSK 4, we also learn the word 当时 meaning then, at that time. 当时她的父母和亲戚都不支持她 Neither her parents nor her relatives supported her at the time. In HSK 4, we also learned the word 及时 meaning in time, as in just in time. 咱们快一点，好及时完成任务。Let's hurry up so that we may finish the work on time. In HSK 4, we also learned 平时 meaning normal times or normally. 他平时是个非常沉默的人。He was a very silent man by custom. In HSK 4, we also learned the word 同时 meaning at the same time or meanwhile. 你能同时看电视和做功课吗？ Can you watch television and do homework at the same time? In HSK 4, we also learned 暂时 meaning temporary or for the time being. 暂时停电 temporary power outage. In HSK 4, we also learned 准时 meaning punctual or on time. It's similar to 按时。请准时出席 Please be punctual in your attendance. In HSK 4, we also learned 临时 meaning for a short time or temporary. 他替人做临时工 He does odd jobs or temporary jobs for people. In HSK 5, we also learned 时差 meaning time difference or jet lag. 旧金山跟上海的时差是多少 What's the time difference between San Francisco and Shanghai? In HSK 5, we also learned 时代 meaning era, age, or epoch. 它是时代不朽的写照 It is a memorable portrait of an era. In HSK 5, we also learned 时刻 meaning moment. 这是一个激动人心的时刻 It was an exciting moment. In HSK 5, we also learned 时髦 which means fashionable. 她穿着时髦 She wears very fashionably. In HSK 5, we also learned 时期 meaning a period or stage of time. 历史上最为动乱的时期 The most tempestuous time in history. In HSK 5, we also learned 时尚 meaning fashion. 迷你裙是60年代后期的时尚 Miniskirts were the mode in the late 60s. In HSK 5, we also learned 随时 meaning at any time. 墙随时可能坍掉 The wall was likely to crumple up any time. In HSK 6, we also learned 不时 meaning from time to time, now and then, occasionally, or frequently. 我不时感到背痛 I feel a pain in my back now and again. In HSK 6, we also learned 顿时 meaning immediately or suddenly. 寂静的山村顿时沸腾起来 The quiet village suddenly became a stir. In HSK 6, we also learned 时而 meaning occasionally or from time to time, similar to 不时。她时而头痛 She has a headache once in a while. In HSK 6, we also learned 时常 meaning often or frequently. 作家时常参考字典 Writers often refer to a dictionary. In HSK 6, we also learned 时光 meaning time, that is time that can be spent or enjoyed. 把大好时光浪费掉是愚蠢的 It's foolish to idle away one's precious time. In HSK 6, we also learn 时机 meaning fortunate timing, occasion, or opportunity. 时机尚未成熟 The opportunity has not yet arrived. In HSK 6, we also learn 时事 meaning current trends or the present situation. 你得读报以熟悉时事 You should read newspapers to get abreast of what is going on. 时, when written like this, means stone. In HSK 5, we learn 石头 meaning stone or rock. 他捡起一块石头朝狗打去 He picked up a stone and hit the dog. In HSK 6, we learn the word 化石 meaning fossil. 你能确定这块化石的确切年代吗 Can you date this fossil exactly? In HSK 6, we also learn 石油 meaning oil or petroleum. 画家用石油溶剂稀释油料 The painter diluted the oil with petroleum solvent. In HSK 6, we also learn 岩石 meaning rock, as in rock formations. 河水侵蚀了两岸的岩石 The river eroded the rocks on both sides. In HSK 6, we also learn 钻石 meaning diamond. 仿造的钻石 an imitation diamond. And 石, when written like this, means to know. In HSK 1, we learn the word 认识 meaning to meet or to know someone. 你很有可能会认识一个好朋友 You're likely to meet a good friend. In HSK 4, we learn 知识 meaning knowledge. 他把时间用在获取知识上 He spent his time acquiring knowledge. In HSK 5, we learn 常识 meaning common knowledge or common sense. 缺乏常识 lacking common sense. And in HSK 6, we learn the idiom 见多识广 meaning experienced and knowledgeable. 他见多识广 He has seen a great deal of life. In HSK 6, we also learn 识别 meaning to recognize or to discern. 他逐步学会了识别需要用的草药。Gradually, he learned to identify the herbs he needed. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 意识 meaning consciousness. 我意识到有人经过房间。I was aware of the fact that someone was passing through the room. And 识, when written like this, means food or to eat. In HSK 5, Unit 16, we learn the word 节食 meaning to go on a diet. 我打算节食了。I'm going to go on a diet. In HSK 5, Unit 19, in the expansion of the unit, 扩展, we learn the word 零食 meaning snacks. 不要吃太多的零食. Don't eat too much snacks. In HSK 5, we learn the word 食物 meaning food. 食物在夏天容易变质. Food is easy to rot in the summer. In HSK 5, we learn the word 粮食 meaning foodstuffs, grain, or cereal. 粮食价格下跌. The price of grain took a dip. In HSK 6, in Unit 20, we learn the idiom 废寝忘食, meaning to work so hard that you neglect sleep and forget about food. 武侠小说可以让我看得废寝忘食. Swordsman novels can make me read day and night with no thought of eating or sleeping. And in HSK 6, we also learn 素食 meaning vegetables or vegetarian food. 一个严谨的素食主义者, a strict vegetarian. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 饮食 meaning food and drink or eating and drinking. 饮食不良会生病. And 食, when written like this, means to erode or to eat into. In HSK 6, under Unit 17, 扩展, we also learn the word 腐蚀 meaning corrosion or to corrode. 强酸腐蚀金属, strong acid bite into metals. And another character 拾 means to pick up from the ground. In HSK 4, we learn the word 收拾 to put in order, to pack. 工作结束后，请把工具收拾好. Put away the tools after work. And in HSK 6, we also learn how to use the character 拾 by itself, meaning to pick up from the ground. 那个农家姑娘拾了些柴火. That country girl gathered some firewood. And let's do the 使 characters. Yeah, that's right. 使, when written like this, means beginning. In HSK 2, we learn the word 开始 meaning to begin or to start. 你是什么时候开始踢足球的? When did you start playing football? In HSK 5, we learn the word 始终 meaning from the beginning to the end or all along. 这个奥秘始终未得到解释. The mystery was never solved. In HSK 6, we learn the word 原始 meaning aboriginal or primitive. 汤姆爬到山顶时看见了那片原始森林. As Tom got to the top of the mountain, he got within sight of the aboriginal forest. 史, when written like this, means history. In HSK 3, under Unit 10, Text 2, we learn 历史 meaning history. 他的姐夫是个大学历史讲师. His brother-in-law is a university lecturer of history. The character 使, written like this, means to send, to cause, or to use. In HSK 4, under Unit 8, Text 3, we learn 大使馆 meaning an embassy. 他们去参加了莫斯科的美国大使馆的招待会. They went to a reception at the American embassy in Moscow. Also in HSK 4, we learn the word 即使 meaning even if. 即使下雨，他还是会准时来的. He will come on time even if it rains. And in HSK 4, we also learn how to use the word 使 by itself, meaning to make or to cause. 虚心使人进步，骄傲使人落后. Modesty helps one to make progress. Conceit makes one lag behind. And in HSK 4, we also learn the word 使用 meaning to use. 人们都会使用语言. People all know how to use language. In HSK 5, we learn the word 促使 meaning to urge, to spur, or to prompt. 这消息促使他们采取行动. The news galvanized them into action. Also in HSK 5, we learn the word 使劲儿 meaning to exert oneself or to make effort. 把窗户使劲儿关上. Shut the window with force. In HSK 6, we learn the word 使命 meaning mission. 我已经完成了我的使命. I have fulfilled my mission. In HSK 6, we also learn 致使 meaning to cause or to result in. 他在股票上做投机买卖，致使他破产. His speculations in stocks led to his bankruptcy. and this character 驶 means to go fast. In HSK 5, in Unit 3, we learned the word 驾驶, meaning to drive a vehicle or to pilot. 吊销驾驶执照, suspend a driver's license. And now let's move on to the 是 characters with a fourth tone. The character 是, written like this, means room. In HSK 2, we learned the word 教室, meaning classroom. 他还在教室学习呢. He's still studying in the classroom. And in HSK 3, we learned the word 办公室, meaning office. 他到办公室去请假. He went to the office to ask for a leave. And in HSK 5, we learned the word 卧室, meaning bedroom. 他们的卧室充满阳光. Their bedroom was flooded with sunshine. The character 是, written like this, means an event, a matter, or a business. In HSK 2, we learned the word 事情, meaning a thing or a matter. 找大卫有什么事情吗? Why are you looking for David? That is, what's the matter? And in HSK 3, we learned the word 故事, meaning story. 这是一个完整的故事吗? Is this a complete story? Also in HSK 3, we learned the word 同事, meaning colleague. 他是我们的同事. She is our colleague. And in HSK 5, we learned the word 事实, meaning fact. 请问你知道这事实吗? May I ask, had you known of the fact? In HSK 5, we also learned the word 从事, to engage in. 从事对外宣传工作, engage in external publicity. And in HSK 5, we also learned the word 军事, military affairs. 那是一个和军事有关的问题. That is a military question. And in HSK 5, we also learned the word 人事, meaning human resources. 人事关系及管理, human relations and management. And in HSK 5, we also learned the word 事物, thing or object. 从外表看事物, judge a thing from the outside. And in HSK 5, we also learned the word 事先, meaning beforehand or in advance. 事先把一切都准备好, have everything prepared beforehand. And in HSK 6, we learned the word 本事, meaning a skill. 我没想到你有这个本事. I did not think that you had such a skill. And in HSK 6, we also learned the word 当事人, meaning the person involved or implicated. 律师证实了当事人的清白. The lawyer proved the innocence of the person involved. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 董事长, meaning chairman of the board. 我要把它提交给董事长. I'm going to hand it over to the chairman. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 领事馆, meaning consulate. 该领事馆已升级为大使馆. The consulate was upgraded to embassy status. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 启事, meaning announcement. 征文启事, request for submission. That is, if you have a magazine, for example, and you want people to submit articles, you can put out a 征文启事 in the magazine to tell people that you're looking for submissions. So 征文启事, request to submit an article. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事故, meaning an accident. 一次不可避免的事故, an unavoidable accident. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事迹, meaning a deed or past achievement. 他的英雄事迹对我们将永远是一个鼓舞. His heroic deeds will always be an inspiration to us. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事件, meaning event or happening or incident. 官方对这一事件进行了调查. An official inquiry into the incidents was launched. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 时事, meaning current trends or the present situation. 你得读报纸以熟悉时事. You should read newspapers to get abreast with current events. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 失事, meaning a crash. 火车在交叉道口失事. The train wrecked at the crossing. And as we mentioned before, in HSK 6, we also learned the word 实事求是, meaning to seek truth from facts. 我们要遵循实事求是的原则. We should follow the principle of seeking truth. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事态, meaning situation or existing state of affairs. 我们控制了事态. We took control of the situation. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事务, meaning political or economic affairs or work. 不要干涉别的国家的事务. Don't intervene in the affairs of another country. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事项, meaning matter or item. 议程上的第三个事项, item number 3 on the agenda. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 事业, meaning undertaking, project, or enterprise. 他们致力于慈善事业。They are committed to charity work. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 往事 meaning past events or former happenings. 追忆童年的朦胧往事 recalling the hazy past of one's childhood. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 刑事 meaning criminal as in criminal offense. 情节严重的，依法追究刑事责任。If the circumstances are serious, he shall be persecuted for his criminal liability according to the law. The character 是 written like this means vision. In HSK 1, we learn the word television, 电视。电视机还未能取代收音机。Television has not yet replaced radio. And in HSK 4, we learn the word 重视. That means to view something as important. 我会始终重视你的友谊。I will always value your friendship. In HSK 5, we learn the word 忽视 meaning to ignore or to overlook. 忽视这一点是错误的。To ignore this would be a mistake. In HSK 5, we learn the word 轻视 meaning to belittle. 他轻视他的对手。He looks down upon his opponent. In HSK 6, we learn the word 鄙视 meaning to despise or to disdain. 好人应鄙视谄媚者。A good man should disdain flatterers. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 敌视 meaning to be hostile toward. 他们时常受到冷遇和敌视。At times, they have run into indifference and hostility. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 俯视 meaning to look from above. 从小山上的房子可以俯视村庄。The house on the hill overlooks the village. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 监视 meaning to monitor, to oversee, or to keep a close watch over. 密切监视某人 keep a close watch on somebody. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 藐视 which is kind of like 鄙视. It means to despise or to look down on. 藐视舆论 contemptuous of public opinion. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 蔑视 meaning to loathe or to despise. This is very similar to 藐视。他藐视法庭的命令。He defies the order of the court. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 凝视 meaning to gaze at, to stare at. 在火车上，我喜欢坐着凝视窗外。On a train, I like to sit and gaze out of the window. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 歧视 meaning to discriminate or discrimination. 法律绝不歧视穷人而偏袒富人。The law does not discriminate against the poor and favor the rich. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 视力 meaning vision or eyesight. 每人都应注意保护视力。Everyone should pay attention to preserving his own eyesight. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 视频 meaning video. 纯软件视频回放 software only video playback. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 视线 meaning line of sight. 挡人视线的倾盆大雨 a torrential rain that blocked people's view. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 视野 meaning field of view. 视野缩小是常见的。Reduced field of vision is common. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 注视 meaning to watch attentively, to gaze, to stare, which is very similar to 凝视。她注视着正前方。She stares directly ahead of her. The character 是 written like this means to be. Of course, 是 itself can be used as a word meaning yes or to be. And in classical Chinese, it can also mean this. 你上学时学的都是哪些语言？ Which languages did you study at school? In HSK 2, we learn the word 但是 meaning but or still or yet. 但是我女朋友也想去 but my girlfriend wants to go too. And in HSK 3, we learn the word 总是 meaning always. 内容总是比形式重要。Content is always more important than form. In HSK 3, we also learned 还是 meaning or, as in do you want this one or that one? 你是去读书呢，还是只去观光？ Are you going there to study or just for sightseeing? In HSK 4, we also learn the word 要是 meaning if or supposing. 我要是投资，肯定能获利吗？ Can I be sure of a profit if I invest? In HSK 4, we also learn another word for but, 可是。他喜欢香蕉，可是我不喜欢。He likes bananas, but I do not like them. In HSK 4, we also learn 是否 as in if or whether. 智囊团是否提出过什么有用的意见呢？ Has the think tank offered any useful advice? In HSK 4, we also learn 于是 meaning hence or therefore. 于是他默默地念起了台词。 Hence, she repeated the lines to herself. And in HSK 6, we learn 凡是 meaning each and every. 凡是含酒精的酒我都喜欢. I like any drink that has alcohol. In HSK 6, we also learn 是非 meaning right and wrong. 他是非不分. He couldn't distinguish right from wrong. And as mentioned before, in HSK 6, we learn the idiom 实事求是 to seek truth from facts. 我们要遵循实事求是的原则. We should follow the principle of seeking truth. The character 是 written this way means to test. In HSK 2, we learn 考试 meaning test or exam. 你在想昨天的考试吗? Are you thinking about yesterday's exam? And in HSK 3, we learn how to use the character 是 by itself, meaning to try. 试一下未尝不可. It's perfectly okay to give it a try. And in HSK 5, we learn the word 试卷 meaning test paper. 你应该仔细检查一下试卷，然后再交. You should check the exam paper carefully before handing it in. And in HSK 6, we learn the word 尝试 meaning to try or to attempt. 他的一切尝试全归无效. All his attempts were in vain. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 试图 meaning to attempt or to try. 他并没有试图阻拦他. He did not try to stop her. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 试验 meaning experiment, test, or experimental. 他正在试验治疗肝炎的药. He's experimenting with drugs to cure hepatitis. The character 是 when written like this means a city or a market. In HSK 3, we learn the word 超市 meaning supermarket. 我们去超市好吗? Shall we go to the supermarket? In HSK 3, we also learn the word 城市 meaning city. 这城市充满生机. The city is vibrant with life. And in HSK 5, we learn the word 市场 meaning market. 繁忙喧闹的市场. The busy, clamorous market. The character 是 meaning world is written like this. In HSK 3, we learn the word 世界 meaning world. 中国菜世界闻名. Chinese food is famous worldwide. And in HSK 4, we learn the word 世纪 meaning century. 本世纪初有许多新发明出现. The beginning of the century brought many new inventions. And in HSK 5, we learn the word 去世 meaning to die or to pass away. 他的去世留下了这个空位. His death has left this empty seat. And in HSK 6, we learn the idiom 举世瞩目 meaning to receive worldwide attention. 这是举世瞩目的大事. The matter is the focus of world attention. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 世代 meaning generation or era. 这是流传了好几世代的传统. It's a tradition going back for generations. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 逝世, which is kind of like 去世. It also means to pass away, to die. 我们哀悼他的逝世. We lament over his death. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 问世, meaning to be published, to come out. 他写了许多诗, 但均未得问世. He wrote many poems, but they never saw the light. Here's another character that's pronounced 是. It means a respectable person. In HSK 4, we learn the word 博士. It means doctor as an academic degree or PhD. 他获得了博士学位. He received a doctor's degree. And in HSK 4, we also learn the word 硕士, meaning the holder of a master's degree. 硕士论文, a master's thesis. And in HSK 4, we also learn 护士, meaning nurse. 护士对我很好. The nurse treated me very kindly. And in HSK 5, we learn 女士, lady or madame. 他给一位女士让座. He resigned his seat to a lady. In HSK 5, we also learn 士兵, soldier. 这位士兵因勇敢而被提升. The soldier was elevated to a higher rank for bravery. And in HSK 6, we learn 人士, meaning personage or figure. 政府的核心人士, the inner circle of the administration. And in HSK 6, we also learn 绅士, meaning gentleman. 那位老绅士对穷人非常大方. The old gentleman is quite generous to the poor. And 士, written like this, means to show. In HSK 4, we learn 表示, meaning to express or to indicate. 不可轻易表示赞成或反对. Do not lightly express your approval or disapproval. In HSK 5, we learn the word 出示, meaning to show or to produce, like to produce a document. 请出示你的健康证明. Please show me your health certificate. In HSK 5, we also learn 显示 to show or to display. 他显示了卓越的判断力。He showed excellent judgment. In HSK 6, we learn the word 暗示 meaning to give a hint or to suggest. 他咳了一声，向他暗示他该走了。She coughed to give him the hint that he should go. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 请示 to ask for instructions. 地方管理机构应请示中央主管部门。Local authorities must refer everything to the central ministries. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 启示 meaning clue or inspiration to enlighten or to reveal. 或许我们得从英国文学作品中寻得一点启示。Perhaps it is to English literature that we must look for a clue. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 示范 meaning demonstration to give a demo. 高技术产业化示范工程。High-tech model projects to demonstrate their commercial viability. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 示威 meaning to demonstrate as in a protest. 禁止示威游行 prohibiting demonstrations. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 示意 meaning to hint or to indicate. That is indicating an idea to somebody. 他示意那位司机停车 He signaled to the driver to stop the car. In HSK 6, we also learn the word 提示 meaning to prompt or to remind or to hint. 你能向我提示一下他所说的话吗 Can you give me a hint of what he said? In HSK 6, we also learn the word 展示 meaning to reveal, to display, to show, or to exhibit. 制造商向潜在客户们展示了新生产线。The manufacturer made a presentation of his new production line to potential clients. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 指示 meaning to give instructions or directions. 他发出指示要立即开始工作。He gave orders for the work to be started immediately. And 示 when written like this means style or ceremony. In HSK 4, we learn the word 正式 meaning formal. 这里没有正式的申诉体制。There is no formal complaint system. In HSK 5, we learn the word 方式 meaning way or method. 他有一套不变的行为方式。He has a fixed pattern of behavior. In HSK 5, we also learn the word 开幕式 meaning opening ceremony. 市长主持开幕式。The mayor will perform the opening ceremony. In HSK 5, we also learn the word 形式 meaning form or mode. 光和物质体现了不同形式的能。Light and matter represent different forms of energy. In HSK 5, we also learn the word 样式 meaning style or pattern. 我穿这种样式好看吗 Does this style look good on me? In HSK 6, we learn the word 格式 meaning format. 法庭中使用的誓词有固定的格式。There's a standard form of oath used in law courts. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 公式 meaning formula. 量子理论的数学公式需要运用虚数。The mathematical formulation of the quantum theory has required the use of imaginary numbers. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 款式 meaning a style or a design. 我不喜欢这上装的款式。I don't like the style of this dress. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 模式 meaning mode, method, or pattern. 大规模定制是当前最先进的生产模式。Mass customization is the most advanced production mode. And in HSK 6, we also learn the word 仪式 meaning ceremony. 他迷上了佛教的仪式。He's fascinated with Buddhist ceremonies. And 是 when written like this means to suit or suitable. In HSK 4, we learn the word 合适 meaning to be fitting or to be suitable. 教育孩子应该选择合适的教育方法。Children should be educated by choosing appropriate methods of education. And if you want to use 合适 as a verb, you need to reverse it by saying 适合。适合 as a verb meaning to suit or to fit. 适合时代的需要 suit the needs of the time. In HSK 4, we also learn the word 适应 meaning to get used to. 适应新环境 adapt to the new environment. And in HSK 5, we learn 舒适 meaning comfortable or cozy. 舒适的家庭气氛 a cozy atmosphere in the home. And in HSK 6, we learn the word 适宜 meaning suitable or appropriate. 我不适宜吃海鲜 Seafood does not agree with me. And 是 when written like this means persimmon or tomato. In HSK 4, we learn the word 西红柿 meaning tomato. It's a red persimmon from the west. 西红柿。西红柿三明治 tomato sandwich. And 是 when written like this means to explain or to release. 解释 is a word we learned in HSK 4, Unit 12, Text 3. It means to explain. 老师没有解释它的语法功能. The teacher did not explain its grammatical function. In HSK 6, we learned the idiom 爱不释手. It means to love something so much that you do not want to part with it. 他对自己的新收音机爱不释手. He's in love with his new radio. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 释放, meaning to release, to set free, or to liberate a prisoner. 他下令释放这个俘虏. He ordered the POW to be released. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 注释, meaning marginal notes or annotation. 学生们在书的空白处写上了注释. The students wrote notes in the margins of the book. And 是, when written like this, means to be like. Most of the time, this character is pronounced as 似, S-I, 似, with the exception of 是的. And 是的, which we learned in HSK 5, Unit 6, means like or as. 好像一盆水泼在他身上似的. It was as if a basin of water had been poured upon him. And often people pronounce this as 似的 as well. 好像一盆水泼在他身上似的. And 是, written like this, means situation or power. In HSK 5, we learned the word 趋势, meaning trend. 世界多极化与经济全球化趋势. World multipolarization and economic globalization. In HSK 5, we also learned the word 形势, meaning situation or state of affairs. 现在的形势好极了. The present situation is excellent. In HSK 5, we also learned the word 优势, meaning superiority or advantage. 实力方面的优势, superiority in strength. In HSK 5, we also learned the word 姿势, meaning pose or posture. 我们来摆好姿势合影一张. Let's pose for a group photo. And in HSK 6, we learned the word 地势. It's the trend of the earth, that is, the terrain. 山谷地势渐低，直到河边. The valley's terrain gets lower and lower until it reaches the river. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 气势, meaning momentum, loftiness, or vigor. 相国寺的建筑金碧辉煌，气势雄伟. The architecture of the Shokoguji is magnificent and awe-inspiring. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 声势, meaning momentum, literally meaning sound and power. 气势汹汹 is an idiom that means the sound is as noisy and powerful as the rushing of water. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 势必, meaning to be bound to, undoubtedly will. 如果你酒后开车，势必会发生车祸. You're heading for an accident if you drink and drive. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 势力, meaning power or forces. 他们成功地削弱了叛匪首领的势力. They succeeded in breaking the power of the rebel leader. In HSK 6, we also learned the word 手势, meaning gesture, sign, or signal. 巡逻警察做手势要他们停下. The patrolling policeman signaled for them to stop. And 是 written like this means to decorate. In HSK 5, we learned 装饰, meaning decoration. 室内装饰, interior decoration. And in HSK 6, we learned the word 首饰, meaning jewelry. 我没有首饰, I have no jewelry. And in HSK 6, we also learned the word 掩饰, meaning to cover up, to conceal, to mask, or to gloss over. 她无法掩饰自己失望的情绪. She couldn't hide her disappointment. And 是, written like this, means a family name. In HSK 6, we learned the word 摄氏度. It means degrees Celsius. We know that 度 means degree. And 摄氏 means someone with a family name 摄. This is referring to the Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius. Because this unit is based on his name, that's why we call it 摄氏度, degrees Celsius. 室内摄氏20度. It's 20 degrees Celsius inside the room. And 是, written like this, means to pass away. In HSK 6, we learned the word 逝世, meaning to pass away or to die. 我们哀悼他的逝世, we lament over his death. And 是, when written like this, means oath. In HSK 6, we learned the word 发誓, meaning to vow, to pledge, or to swear. 我发誓绝不毁约. I pledge that I would never break my promise. And in HSK 6, we also learned the word 宣誓, meaning to swear an oath, to make a vow. 发誓 is more like a personal vow, whereas 宣誓 is more like a public vow, as in when a president swears into office. 总统正式宣誓就职. The president was formally sworn in. And finally, let's do the sh character with a neutral tone. This character is typically pronounced 时 with a second tone, but in the word 钥匙, it's pronounced with a neutral tone. And 钥匙, which we learned in HSK 4, Unit 20, Text 3, means a key. 把钥匙插进锁孔 to insert a key in the lock. 钥匙. Awesome. So we've learned all the HSK words with 是. Now let's come back to the poem 时时时时时 and see if we can learn all the great words which are not in the HSK. The character 是 circled here means to like. So 是诗 means to have a liking for lions. And this character 是 means to use. And this character 使 means an arrow. So 是使是 should mean with power of arrows. And this character 是 means to serve or a servant. And this character here 是 means to wipe. So in the first instance, 是使是是时是, that means 是, this person 是, made his servant, that is 是, to wipe the stone den, to 是 the 时是, right, to wipe the stone den. And in the second instance, 时是是, that means the stone den is wiped. So now you should be able to understand the poem. If you still can't understand, then go back and watch the video again and review the words. Or you can take our HSK courses from HSK 1 to HSK 6 and learn all these words and more. If you like this video, you'll also like our online courses. Click here to browse all of our courses from HSK 1 to 6. We also have free courses available. And subscribe to our channel if you want to receive new updates, and make sure to share this video with your friends. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.